listened to your voice message that you were going to be late. Don't worry. I mean, I do have an appointment here in the next hour, but it's fine. I'll be there and we'll get through this in time. I understand that you're looking to switch insurance companies. Well, I'll be your new agent. And as your new agent, I would like to let you know all there is to know of basic information regarding insurance. I know there's some misconceptions. There are taking place or wandering around, but I will make sure that you leave this place with enough knowledge to generate your own understanding of what insurance is all about. Okay? I'll make sure I'll touch enough points or key points that will make you go, oh, okay. All right. Let me start by saying that there is no way on earth that anybody can compare their policy with the neighbor. You cannot. You can't say, well, my brother's policy is $100 cheaper than mine. I'm going to tell you something. Unless your sister, your brother, your neighbor, your friend, whoever, is your own clone, living in the same house, driving the exact same vehicle, going to the same exact job or building where you work, with the same credit score that you have, with the same exact driving history and driving experience. And when I say driving experience, I mean amount of time driving. When everything is exactly the same, then you can compare policies. There are many factors that generate a premium. But those are the main points that an insurance company focuses on. Of course, the type of vehicle that the type of vehicle that you're driving, or that you are insured, that you're driving. Let's just put it that way, that you are driving. Let's start with date of birth. We cannot give, as an insurance company, we cannot give the same rate of an 18-year-old to a 40-year-old, because the level of maturity is not the same. We cannot give the same rating to a single person than a married person. It's all based on statistics. I'm not saying that every person is the same, because we're not the same. But a single person has basically nothing to lose. And it's proven that a person who is single, their driving record could not be all that great. Again, it's not in all cases, I understand. But it's based on statistics, okay? Male or female. We're not saying that females or males are better drivers than the other. We're not. It's just proven that in some instances, males tend to have more moving violations than a female. It is proven that, unfortunately, there are more males involved in an accident. We're not saying that, a female caused the accident, therefore the male rear-ended somebody, because that's what we hear all the time. We're not here to judge. I'm here to let you know how insurance works. Okay? That way we can bring awareness of why we are not to say, my brother, my parents, my friend who have the same vehicle as I do, their policy is $100 cheaper than mine. Therefore, I'm going to have to shop around. Aren't those the words that we hear all the time? Or that we say all the time? Why do we always threat any company, insurance company, credit card companies, anybody? If you want my business, you're going to have to do better than this. Otherwise, I'm going to start looking around for another person who wants my business. Why do we do that? Beats me. Why can't we be humble? I'm not saying take everything that is thrown at you. I'm not saying that at all. And the only reason why I say that, and I mean, I met you over the phone. I know you're not that type of person. But the only reason why I touch this is because I deal with clients all the time over the phone. And I always give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they're going through a very rough situation. I had a gentleman who was very aggressive over the phone. And then he just started saying that he had cataracts in his eyes and he couldn't see. He was so frustrated. That's why I don't get mad at people. I know there's something going on in their lives that triggers anxiety and frustration. But then there's people who there's nothing wrong with them, life, health, or anything, and they just tend to be mean, making themselves feel that they are worth more than others. Why is that? I don't understand that. I mean, their business is as important as your business. So going date of birth, we're going through male, female, single or married, address. Okay. There are some addresses where the cops drive continuously to make sure the area is safe. And there are some areas, some addresses where you barely see a cop around. The risk is there for theft, vandalism, riots. So you have to think about that too. Type of vehicle. You may be driving a Shelby Silverado. Your friend or neighbor or cousin might be driving a Cadillac Escalade. You might not have anything on your record, maybe running a red light. Your neighbor might have nothing at all. So even though your car might be worth less than the Cadillac, your risk is higher than your neighbor's. Your neighbor might be 10 years older than you, with more driving experience. By driving experience, I mean more years of driving record or driving history. And credit scores. All of insurance companies do it. When they run your credit, it's a soft hit. It's almost invisible. You won't see it on your credit report. And why is that important? It's just like any other place where you're going to be making payments. Insurance companies need to find out where your payment history looks like based on your credit. Who's more responsible than who? I'm sorry. The color of the car? No, if you notice, insurance companies will never ask about the color of your vehicle because that's irrelevant. Just like the license plates. We don't need to know those. We just need to know the type of car that you're driving to see if. Let's go back to the Silverado. You have the Silverado and your friend has a Mini Cooper. I can tell you that the bodily injury and the property damage of the Silverado are going to rate higher than the Mini Cooper. But if you do collision and comprehensive, the Mini Cooper collision and comprehensive might rate higher than yours. Let's just say that you guys are neighbors. You live right here and the Mini Cooper lives right there, right next door. So it's the same area. So we're not going to talk about cops or no cops. Okay. Why is the liability higher than yours and not the Mini Cooper? And why is the collision and comprehensive higher on the Mini Cooper than yours? Because the bodily injury and property damage goes to the other party. That means that the Silverado is going to make a bigger and stronger impact on an at-fault accident to the other car because it's a heavier vehicle. Collision and comprehensive, not so much, because if we need to take care of your car, the parts are local. And by local I mean we don't have to go internationally like maybe in the Mini Cooper. Maybe we have to order the parts internationally, order them from, I don't know, Italy or wherever it comes from. And that's costly. But the Chevy's here in the nation, so we can get those parts easier and cheaper. There's many, many, many things that a VIN or a vehicle identification number brings to the insurance company. It will give all of the features, some of them eligible for a discount, not all of them. However, the VIN brings every single feature there is in the car, which also rates the vehicle higher or lower. If there's like 10,000 features and the insurance company says in case of an at-fault accident, we're going to have to replace all of that. So it's going to cost more than a basic vehicle that doesn't have as many features as that one. I get all the time clients that say, yeah, well, my car has the backup camera. My vehicle has the automated this, the automated that, the OnStart, this and the other. Okay, that's good. And the VIN will let us know. Not necessarily, it won't spell everything out for us, but it won't let the system know, and therefore it's going to rate it accordingly. However, that vehicle in my insurance company, it's only eligible for dual airbags, anti-lock brakes, seat belts, and even if it has side airbags, the only ones that are going to be eligible for discounts are the front. These are extras, which is good, but it only generates a discount for the ones in the front. Alright, with that being said, let's go over the coverages. I know you had questions regarding that. So the law states, and this is per state, it's not the same in every single state. In some states they have 2 or 3 coverages more than in other states. In some states we don't need those. And I say we because we're in the state that we have no extras. It's not that difficult to get insurance in my state. have states like New Jersey, North Carolina, New York, Georgia, Connecticut, who are very particular about their insurance. Very particular. I'm trying to think of others, but I don't think there's, I think those are the pickiest of all. Things have to run a certain way in order for you to not get fined or penalized. So what the law requires, what insurance companies were made for, is to carry liability only. Everything else is an option, including insuring your car. Liability is only bodily injury and property damage to others, so that if we are at fault in an accident, we have coverage to those we damage or we injure. In every single state is the law for a licensed driver, whether they have a car or not, to carry financial responsibility. So in case of a driver who has an automobile, then they do the liability plus the option of collision and comprehensive. In the case of a licensed driver who does not have a car, there's the non-owner insurance. Not everybody knows that, but I'm letting you know, so that if you know someone who is licensed and want to abide by the law to get a non-owner policy or a bond, most, if not all, insurance companies offer that. And basically all there's to the non-owner is liability, bodily injury, property damage. That's it, because there's no car to insure. Okay, collision and comprehensive. Comprehensive coverage covers your vehicle almost in all instances in case something happens to the vehicle while it's not moving. And I said in most cases because there is that one exception. So comprehensive covers vandalism, theft, fire, fallen objects such as a tree, a light pole, hail, an airplane, something, and you hit an animal such as a deer. So as you can see, it's something where you have no control of. Collision covers at-fault accidents. So if you are at fault in an accident, you'll pay your deductible, and the insurance will take care of your car. Collision comprehensive also has a deductible that you pay, and then the insurance company will take care of the rest. Collision also covers a hit and run. So if you're involved in an accident, they hit you and flee the scene, and you don't know who it is, then you pay your deductible, and the insurance company will take care of the rest. Or if the vehicle is parked and there's a hit and run, same thing. Or if you are involved in a not at fault accident, but the person doesn't have insurance, you will pay your collision deductible. The insurance company will take care of the damage, and the vehicle will be covered. Of course, the insurance company will go after that person who didn't have insurance, and will definitely get the money back, of course. Now with the deductibles for collision and comprehensive, the lower the deductible, the higher the premium. Okay, Alright, with that being said, I'm going to have to take all the information from you, type it in my notes, and I have to email it to you so you can review it. And if you have further questions, of course, you can let me know. One thing that I do have to mention, as an agent, it's kind of like scratching nails on a board. Not to all of us, but to some of us, depending on the training that we've had. When we say full coverage, do you know what full coverage means? It means that you have every single feature available for that insurance company. Deductible savings, accident forgiveness, what else? All the highest towing available or roadside assistance, rental car, everything that particular insurance company offers, every single thing you have, everything that they offer for your auto. Then you could say full coverage, and full coverage is still vague, and then you are paying for it because the accident forgiveness, for instance, that's a feature that you have to pay in order for that insurance company to forgive it. Unfortunately, nothing is free. Anyhow, let's start. But I don't know how to spell your last name. Okay, thank you. And your date of birth? Okay, thank you. And are you single or married? Married, okay. Okay, is your wife licensed? No? Okay, that's fine. I do need to list her as a resident of your household. Her name and her date of birth. Anybody else? Your son? Okay. What's his name? Is he licensed? He is. What's his date of birth? He has his own insurance? Ah, perfect. Then I'll put him as a resident. Yes, as an additional resident, meaning that he's not going to make an impact on your premium, okay? Okay. Underwriting has to know these things, so that in any given case you allow him to drive your car and he gets involved in an accident, it is clear on the notes that we knew about him at home, but he has his own insurance, okay? Alright. Sometimes when people try to save money by hiding things from an insurance company, it ends up being more costly. Okay, so. Okay, alright, that's fine. Very good. And what's the VIN of the vehicle that you're insuring? Oh, you'll find it on the front of the windshield, on the driver's side, sometime on the door, and the registration and title. That 17 digits, numbers and letters included. Now there's one thing though, a tip, really a hint. There are no O's or I's on a VIN or in a VIN. An O is actually a 0, and the I is a number 1. Okay? Alright. Go ahead. Okay. And that gives me a 2000 Honda Accord. Okay, very good. Do you want me to go with liability and collision and comprehensive? One with liability and one with liability plus collision and comprehensive. Perfect. Roadside assistance. Okay. Very good. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate these quotes tomorrow. It's going to take me about 15 to 20 minutes per quote, and I'll email them to you. And like I said, you'll review them and then just give me a call and we'll set up an appointment, okay? Very good. I'm just finishing up these notes here for my own personal reminders. Let me see here. I will say by noon. I'll have them before lunchtime. Because I was thinking of my appointments. I do have appointments, but they're after lunch, so we're fine. I can get this work. Home insurance? Yeah, we can do that. With the home insurance, I have to be more detailed. We actually need to have more time. Yeah. Now with the home, real quick before we leave, I know I get the misconception of if we're insuring a home for, say for instance, have a home. I don't know how much your home was worth, but let's say that your home was worth $40,000 when you bought it, and the coverages that I provide to you is about $150,000. All right. The misconception that I have is, well, the coverage is more than what I pay for the house or what it's worth in the market. Well, yes, that's because I'm not buying your home. I'm telling you how much it's going to cost me to rebuild your home, and that's including demolition, that's including debris removal, that's including city fees, that's including material at the time of the loss, and that's including labor, and plus any other fees that are there to pay. I know I get this quite frequently actually when they say, well, when I bought the home it was only $40,000, and I know my friend's house is worth like $130,000, and I'm paying $2,000 in premium for my home, which is more than my taxes. Well, yes, that's because your friend probably lives in the suburbs. You probably live in that area that I was talking about, where you see the cops every 30 minutes or so, meaning that it's more susceptible for the house to be involved in a fire due to arson, vandalism, theft, riots, things like that. It's all about the risk. But I do have to go. So I do thank you for being here. You have to go too. Okay. Yeah, dinner time. I know. I still have like an hour and a half more of work, and then I can go home and relax and watch some ASMR videos. If you want to relax, I recommend you to watch a video from an ASMR artist. Phenomenal. And that's what I want to do.